Jayson, I don't want to waste no time.
12, I started smoking weed. Crazy early age to start. I wanted to do music when I was younger. My parents were so against it. It's your dream for me to go to college, not mine. And then I was like, well, I'm finna squash your dreams. I knew I wanted to be a business owner, but I didn't have the balls to really try. And then I realized my habits were bad.
Is the Chef Corp game really legit?
I just got someone funded today for $41,000 at Chase.
When I'm trying to travel from Miami to Houston to Vegas and back, I need to be able to fly my girls out too. How we gonna do that, bro?
That's what I've been doing for like the last 30 years. The girls don't know this. I be flying them out on And even with the hotels, I was talking to you about Hyatt and how you could hack suite upgrades for pretty much $60. You can actually buy it on eBay and then go basic room.
Hey, hold on, sauce guy. Turn your radio down. Hey, I need a horn. When you get the Chase cards and you racking up the rewards points, you making all these moves behind the Chase portal?
I actually don't use a portal at all.
Okay,
I actually
how you
transfer
do it?
out.
Break that down.
A software called and it'll show you like how to transfer the points. I've probably paid $1,000 in mentorships in the last 2 years. You can just copy businesses that already work. You just need to learn from somebody that's already made the mistakes.
People are scared as hell to sit in that seat. Podcast on camera. I gotta get on YouTube, but I want to make $100K a month. Motherfucker, you gotta talk to people. Jayson, Chef Corp game. I don't want to waste no time, no fluff. I want to get straight to some sauce that's been flying around the internet and people not sure, is it legit? Can they really do it? Is it really possible? And can it really just get those results that everybody talking about? And what I'm talking about, bro, is Chef Corp. So, off top, is the Chef Corp game really legit?
It's legit. I just got someone funded today for $41,000 at Chase. So if you know anything about the game, it's changed, right? The 50K Chase play is kind of done for. Mm-hmm. People abuse the hell out of it, and so now we need to find a workaround. So the workaround that I found was the Chef Corp game. Mm-hmm. That's what's been changing my business, because when things change in the financial industry, you need to adapt. You need to find ways to help people get the money, but ultimately, it's not that easy, right? And with LLCs, you can start one, but you gotta wait 2 years now for you to really get the bag. And so a Chef Corp helps you kind of skip the line, buy a business that's a minimum 4 years of age, and then you can go get funded for $50,000 to $75,000 at Chase right away.
Bro, you know, it's crazy. It's no fluff. I seen it. Like you showed me on the phone.
Yeah.
Like I really seen it. We was hanging out right before we came to the studio. And you was like, yeah, bro, I just got somebody, $40,000 and off the Chef Corp. And I'm like, bro, you literally just did that right in front of me. So that's why you guys out there, y'all already know, if I'm gonna bring somebody on my channel, I'm bringing somebody on my podcast, and we definitely talk about the credit game, I'm gonna verify not just them as a person, but I'm gonna verify the sauce too, to make sure we delivering what it is. And like, he told me about it, he showed me how it go, and then just seeing the results of people getting funded, that's crazy. So for the people that's listening, the ones that should get a Chef Corp is the ones who have new LLCs and they don't have no age, right? I want you to touch back on that.
Because if you're new to business, the main issue is going to be startup capital. But how can you grow your business without the startup capital? But at the same time, right now you need money and the business is not established. Well, you can't just go to the bank, create a new LLC, and get funding like you used to 6 months ago. The rules have changed. So that's where the Chef Corp comes in, because ultimately, I've been a business owner for 4 years now. The proof of concept is the easy part. Mm-hmm. Getting the money to scale the business is the hard part. Yeah. That's where people like you and I can come in and help people actually become their own boss by giving them the money that they need to succeed.
Real talk. So, hey, y'all, I'm going to have the information in the description below. Y'all already know I'm not going to gatekeep no sauce, you know what I'm saying? So, all my people out there that have brand new LLCs and, it hasn't been a year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, but you still trying to get to that max funding, the banks are looking for the age now, straight up. That's just what they looking for. Now, like you say, 6 months, a year ago, we was able to go to Chase on the business side, get a 50K, right, with a new LLC. I've got a bunch of my clients that, and then we was able to get another 50K. Yeah. Right, brand new LLC, but like you say, times are changing. So a lot of y'all, I want to stay up to date, up to hip with all the new sauce, and this is really it. Now, as far as new sauce, Chef Corps have been around for a while, but I told y'all from my experience, people just weren't legit with them. They was not having the proper paperwork that was needed. to, you know, transfer the Chef Corp over to the person and the person being able to actually go to the bank and get it. A lot of people just didn't, you know, follow through with it. So I would say for you, since you got it rolling, about, you know, estimate, if you think off your head, how many people you think you got funded with the Chef Corp?
Probably 30 plus businesses.
30 plus already?
Yeah.
Damn. So you tried and tested the method over and over and over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this: when people get the Chef Corp, you already know what banks is gonna accept them. That's the sauce, right?
Right. So we're gonna go to Chase. If they have a relationship with Bank of America, we'll go there. We're also gonna go to U.S. Bank. We're also gonna hit a few other online banks where you can apply through. They're essentially Elon Financial backed. But the thing is when you're starting the business, right? I mean, it used to be so easy. You and I know we were getting 100K at Chase like that with a snap of a finger.
Yeah.
And now the workaround is a Chef Corp, but you want to make sure you get it from the right person, because if you don't get it from the right person, one, it might cost you $6,000 to $9,000. And at the same time, you don't know if they're going to be reputable and give you a corporation that might be in bad standing, right? So with our corporations, we get you the certificate of formation to show that you're the owner, and then we also get you a certificate of good standing to show that the LLC is in a good position and has a clean history, so that you can go get funding and not purchase an entity that might have a bunch of bad history attached to it.
Real talk. Hey, my boy said he docked up. He got the docs. You know what I'm saying? And that's what matter with the Chef Corp game. That's the whole point of it. That's what I was saying earlier. I've seen people who's producing bad docs. You know what I'm saying? So my boy Jayson right here, you know what I'm saying? Hey, he got the sauce. Real talk. And it's going to make sure you don't get lost because he got the docs. So y'all need that Chef Corp game. Go ahead and tap in. He dropped some sauce on the banks he used too. But again, just do it correctly, man. Just tap in, bro. Not charging a bunch of money for that, bro. You gonna get the money back on the funding. So that's just the act. Now for me, you know what I'm saying? I always told people, me and Will, when we getting people funded, like 2 years. You know, if it's 2 years LLC, it's been if it's been open for 2 years, you pretty much straight.
Right.
Like once your LLC get to that 2 year mark, you pretty much straight. But like you said, your Chef Corp's about 4 years, so that's really good. 4 years and older, you in the game. So if you want to touch back on that a little bit about the Chase being burnt out, I know you touched on it, but you want to run back over that too about like the Chase being burnt out, how you got to have different moves?
So starting July 1st, they changed up their system and they made it a lot more stricter. And so the age requirement is to show that you're a seasoned business, but you still don't have to show docs. And so that's where the Chef Corp comes in. We don't need to show revenue. It's going to be stated revenue regardless. But ultimately, we're just bypassing that age requirement, which, you know, I'm sure you've seen in the funding space. You know, January, you could get an easy 50K, brand new LLC. I used to do it. It used to be 2-day-old LLC. I was getting 50, 60K.
Yep.
Now you're getting 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, and that's not really going to move the needle for your business if you really want to scale.
Yeah.
So that's where the Chef Corp play comes in. We get LLCs anywhere from 4 to 15 years old. They're from Minnesota and Colorado. They come in good standing, and it's just, you get to skip the line, right? Who wants to wait 2 years before they can get some funding to grow their business? I don't know about you, but I like to move fast. I'm trying to be my own boss in 6 months.
Straight up. So again, y'all, I just want to touch back on that again because I know a lot of y'all are seeing that Chase stuff fly across the internet and reels and stuff like that. And again, y'all gotta remember, when you looking at the information on credit on Instagram and online and on YouTube, what I always told y'all, me, the OG, Mr. CJU, 10 years in the game, y'all gotta verify how new the person is in the game, because sometimes the new credit gurus out here are giving out information that's old, but they dropping it like it's new. So y'all making moves and getting in position, and like I'm finna go to Chase and get that 50K like Buddy said on that flyer on Instagram, and he don't even know you gotta have a whole nother method to get around that, just like my boy John right here was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's some good sauce, but I want to talk about some other sauce right here that I used to talk about. You brought this up. I used to talk about this back in the day, man, 2019, 2020, that a lot of people don't talk about no more, and that's the travel hacking sauce. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people still want that game, and the new people don't even know what it's about. So I want you to go ahead and dive into the travel hacking sauce. And you know, I travel a lot, bro. You know, I'm from Houston, and I live in Miami, so I like a lot of women, bro. So what I need you to break down for me is, when I'm trying to travel from Miami to Houston to Vegas and back, I need to be able to fly my girls out too, bro. So how we gonna do that, bro?
So I'll explain it all to you. So That's what I've been doing for like the last 30 years. It's crazy to say, but
Yeah.
you know, it's a privilege being able to travel at a significant discount. And so the good thing about credit is you get these points, right? So just getting the capital to grow your business is great, but then there's this amazing perk that you get where you get credit card points and you get to go get flights for cheap, right? I mean, on my way here, I paid $5.60 just for the fees plus 15,000 points. Same thing on my way back. I mean, it costs less than a Happy Meal, right? And the girls don't know this, but I'd be flying them out on the points, and they don't need to know. All they need to know is that I got it.
Yeah.
You know, I got it taken care of.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the beauty about credit and why it's so important. A lot of people will talk about how, you know, you want to have good credit for the mortgage and the, you know, the great rates on the cars. But for me, it allows me to live a significantly different lifestyle at a very cheap price, right? So it allows me to travel for virtually free. And even with the hotels, right? I was talking to you about Hyatt and how you could hack suite upgrades for pretty much $60, right? Get access to the highest statuses. And so you don't need to stay 500 or let's just say 50 nights, 100 nights to get the top tier status, which is globalist. You can actually buy it on eBay and then go get the most basic room.
Hey, hold on, Sauce God, hold on. Hey, turn your radio down. Hey, I need a horn. My boy going off on the sauce. We got to unpack that, John. He let the Uzi off, Will. Hold on. All right, let's get to it. I got to make sure they get the sauce and don't get lost. All right, look. We gonna go back for the flights and then we gonna get into the hotel because I need this game this weekend. Okay, so look. So when it comes to the flights, you said for your flight you only pay $5 times 15,000 points, right?
Yep.
Okay, so if I'm flying out of Saudi, right? I'm gonna use the points I got from my credit cards and like. I'm just gonna get her information on the flight, and I can like use my points to pay for her. Is what you're saying?
Yep. Instead of just using cash, you're just using the points. And the thing is, she don't get the confirmation email, so she don't gotta know that we ain't really spending any bread on it.
So the email when you sign up for is your email.
Yeah, exactly.
But you just put her name.
I just book her flight on my account.
You just gotta put her name on the ticket.
Yep.
And the email confirmation go. You all she know is. She got a ticket.
Yeah.
How do you let her know she got a ticket if she don't get the email confirmation?
I mean, we're gonna be flying together, right?
Ah, there you go. You ain't sending it to you. She got to be with you.
Yeah.
That's this. Okay. So she got to be with you,
Exactly.
and she knows she got her ticket paid, and she don't even know it was off the points.
Exactly. That's what I've been doing for the last 3 years. And so the funny thing is, the illusion is that I got all this money to go travel and shit, and I do have a little bit of bread.
Yeah.
Not to be flying shorties out on cash.
There we go,
Yeah.
bro. So what's your airlines like? And can you give us a little game on how you racking up the points though for the airlines?
Yeah, so I have Chase cards, so they're
Yeah.
my business credit cards. I used to have an Amazon FBA business, so I was buying a lot of inventory, probably about $100,000 a month.
Yeah.
And so I was getting 150,000 points because it was a 1.5x back. And so, you know, for the beginning period, I was really just stacking them points up because I was grinding.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when you have an Amazon FBA business, you make your money online, so you can go travel whenever you want. And so that's when I started collecting a lot of points. And then I'm like, let me take advantage of this, you know, this lifestyle that I could live for really cheap. So it started off pretty slow.
Yeah.
You know, I went on one flight and I was like, damn, I could keep doing this if I keep running the business and I just keep getting points. Because I would say this, you can get a hotel with Hyatt for probably 90,000 points, and then the flights for you and your girl for probably 60 to 70,000. So pretty much I could afford one vacation for free every month.
Damn.
Yeah.
So basically, people in the e-commerce business that's using their debit cards and shit is losing.
Right.
They using a debit card or they cash and shit for ACH or whatever they paying for inventory and stuff on the e-commerce. They missing out on the whole credit card rewards point game, and they could be traveling for free.
100%. Like everything I spend, I don't even use a debit card anymore. I threw it away. I don't use it.
Yeah.
So if I need to pull cash, you know, I'll just transfer it to like a business account and then I'll take it out. But other than that, I'm getting points for everything I spend.
Everything, you know what I'm saying? So you racked up the points for the flight. All right, now let's go over to the hotel. hotel game, the Hyatt game. I know people ain't hip to that, man. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Hilton member. You know, I get to go with the Amex, and I stay at Hilton a lot when I travel. So you see mine, I'm like 10 days away from Diamond with them, but I actually, see me, I did the 50 nights.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now I need 10 more nights again to get to Diamond. But you saying you got the travel hacking sauce to where you ain't even got to stay all them nights and still get the upgrade. Break that down, bro. Break down
so it's actually called the Guest of Honor program. And so Globalist is the highest status that you could get at Hyatt. So you get 4 p.m. checkout, free parking, free suite upgrades, free breakfast, free water. So they really be taking care of you like a king out there. The problem is, you can't really stay 50 nights, right? Who's gonna spend that much money? I mean, that's probably 10, 15 grand worth of vacation stays just to hit that. So there's a way that you can actually buy the Guest of Honor. So what that is when you hit Globalist status, it gives me 5 free passes to give to friends and family, and they could enjoy Globalist for their trip.
Okay.
Now there's a hack, and I'm gonna give you guys a sauce on this. You could go on eBay and buy Guest of Honor for $60, $70. Just from that alone, I mean, I don't know if you've been to certain resorts, they be charging $60 a night for parking. So just from paying $60, $70 once, that'll cover your parking minimum. But the crazy part is they start giving you like insane upgrades where you get suites, you get swim outs, right? You get like oceanfront suites. Like it gets crazy because in their eyes, you're like the top tier of their guests that be coming in and staying at their hotels.
Yeah.
So they look at you as somebody who spends $20,000, $30,000 a year with them, but really you spend $70.
Ooh. Boy, y'all ain't had no travel hacking sauce like that in 2025. They ain't had one like that in 2025. My boy just showed you how to get down, you know what I'm saying, on the high. But then he really double tapped you, you know what I'm saying, this to play for the airlines, you know what I'm saying, to get the points for the flight. Then come back, get the crazy upgrade. Hey, you been doing some live vacation with shorties, huh?
Been to pretty much every city in Mexico.
Oh, man. They not mad at the views you giving them, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
But the real sauce, I would say, is an international travel. So where a lot of people look at points, they look at it wrong because they see 100,000 points and they see $1,000. What I see is $20,000. And so let me break that down. So when I was flying to Italy last year, I went to Rome. I flew business class. The flight was $8,000. It cost me 50,000 points and about $200 in fees. So the average person would look at that and say, let me cash that out for $500. But me, I cashed that out for $8,000 for an $8,000 flight. And so right now, I'm actually going back to paying cash for my hotels, getting the upgrades from the status, and then saving all of my points for international travel because that's where you get the most bang for your buck.
Of course. That's how it was for us when we went to Dubai. Oh, man, my status and point. I mean, we'll tell you, bro. Because my little travel hacking sauce, you know what I'm saying? I have the friends and family with Hilton. You know what I'm saying? I had somebody put me on with them, so I get really good discount rates for all Hilton hotels. Then, of course, with Amex, man, I was already on. I got jumped on. I used to be Diamond when I traveled a lot, but I stopped traveling a lot when I moved to Miami. So I would just say Gold still for my Amex. On a friends and family with Hilton. And so, you know, in Miami, as you've been here with me, I don't really drive a lot. I always Lyft. You know, I used to Uber a lot, but now I Lyft a lot because on Lyft, when you link your Hilton Honors account with Lyft, I get 3 points for every dollar.
Gotcha.
So I use Lyft so much in Miami, like so much here, there, because I don't like to drive. So I'm racking up them little Hilton points as I go. Then also, you know what I'm saying, I actually do travel a lot too, so I'm just racking them up. But because I got that friends and family, I'm getting a really good rate on the rooms. That's why I'm able to do 50 nights because some of the hotels I stayed in Dubai, at the Palm, downtown and stuff like that, the rooms was not really that expensive. But they could be if you stay in a long time. So like to your point, when you fly international, I'm like, damn, this Dubai hotel is crazy. But if I would have tried to stay at one of these crazy hotels in the States, it would have cost me way more.
Exactly.
So I might as well stay at the nice ones internationally to where my points, my status stretch farther. I 100% agree with that, bro. So the Hyatt play, real quick, the Marriott.
Yeah, so there's also a friends and family Marriott pass that you can actually purchase. and it gives you some crazy discounts. So it's not every single night. You know, you might have to switch hotels here and there throughout your stay, but it allows you to really get some amazing experiences. So what I do is I got my rooms here in Miami for $130 a night.
Yeah.
Right next to you.
And I told you, them rooms go for like 300 plus.
Yeah.
For sure. Same week you book too.
Right.
Bro, that room would have cost you $350, bro,
Yeah.
a night.
And then I have Amex Platinum, the business card, and they gave me free gold status with Marriott. So they give me upgrades, the best views. I even changed my room because I was like, I want a better view. I called them. They're like, yeah, sure. Your elite status, come on.
Let's go. Let's go. That's another thing too, guys. When y'all get into the travel hacking game and you get down with Hilton, Hyatt, or Marriott, once you start getting to the status, man, I always, pull up to the front desk. As soon as I check in, I usually say that, hey, are there any upgrades available? I always ask that as soon as I pull up. So on the Hilton app with us too, you can like click it on the app before you get there just to see if something's available. Or just like you said, if you're already there, you just like, I haven't asked it beforehand, or it wasn't unavailable when I did check in, but the second day it's available, third day, I'm with you, bro. Call downstairs, get a better room, upgrade. Plus we influence, you shoot content, man. You got to get the views and the vibes.
Yeah. And here's a crazy trick that I use. And I use this when I fly my shorties out.
Yeah.
I'll tell them it's our like 5 to 10 year anniversary. So they think it's a special event, and they usually take care of you if you say that, because they want, they want to take care of you. It's your honeymoon, it's the anniversary, so they'll literally give you a free bottle of champagne. They'll upgrade your room with a nice view. They'll put some flowers in there, make it a little romantic, and it costs you nothing. It costs you nothing, right? So that's another hack for you guys if you want to get an upgraded room and just have a better experience.
There we go. Hey, well, you know his name, John Song. We call him Jayson. I said he already got an R&B name. Now I know why they call you Jayson. My boy Max Macaroni. Yeah.
I'll be finessing the system, man.
There we go, man. You doing it right, man. I mean, hey, man, it's tough out here for us brothers, man. So if you got a woman and she with you, you clean cut, you fresh, you dress nice, she already digging you, and then you giving her an experience. So now, shorty decide to leave you, and she gonna travel with the next man. She gonna be like, nah, he ain't better than my ex man.
Exactly.
Cause he was the best man. You know what I'm saying? She gonna be like, he not. Hey, Jayson had status when he traveled. You know what I'm saying?
And the other people be watching how you treat your current lady at the time, so they be peeping. They be peeping. Like, okay, I want to fly business.
You know what I'm saying? So when she move, if she move on, it's another side of me like, yeah, I'm ready to sign up for that package. For real though, man. Hey, that's real sauce. Now look, let's jump into this though. You talking about the status, the sauce, how you can live off this credit game, but people want to get a bag too. They want to get the credit cards, and they'll deal with the perks and the traffic and stuff, but they really want to get the bag because, a lot of people, do their businesses and stuff like that. So, in the credit game, we all got our funding requirements and qualifications of what you need to go get the bag. You know what I'm saying? So, what is your funding qualifications? Like what I got right here in my notes is your do's and don'ts for funding. Break that down.
Yeah, so you need a 680 minimum credit score. It's going to have to be a really strong profile. And so a lot of people don't understand the score doesn't matter. You could have an 800 score, but if the profile doesn't look like where you need it to be, it's not going to get much funding. You might get some, but not maybe 100K that you're looking for to do that project that you want. So, when we talk about credit profile, we're talking about total credit card limits. How big is your biggest personal credit card limit, right? We like to see at least 15,000 on just one single card. Mm-hmm. If not, then they don't have what we call comparables. So when they're issuing you $50,000, they want to see, do you have something comparable to that amount, and have you been responsible with it? Right? And so that's what they're doing when they're checking your credit score is, okay, CJ got a $25,000 credit card. He's never late. The balance is 0, so he's not over leveraged. Yeah, we could give him 75. Right? He's been doing good with 25 on the personal side. I think we can trust him with 75 on the business side. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we say it's really important to have a good profile, not just a good score when it comes to funding.
So basically, you down to beef up the personal a little bit before you go on the big business funding run. So
yeah.
if you see somebody with like 5K limits, 6K limits on their cars, you like, hey, bro, let's increase them to at least over 10 or 15. Is what
Yeah,
you're
I
saying?
actually did that for my client that I was telling you that got 41,000 on the Chef Corp. He had about $11,000 in limits, and the profile was good. He had a 770 score. The issue was that 11,000 is on the lower end of what we're looking for, and so I had him go back to Navy Fed. Right, Navy Fed gives out the bag. I had him ask for a credit limit increase. They took a $10,000 card and they pushed it to I think about 21,000.
Gotcha.
So that just beefed up his profile like crazy right there, right? So the comparable got bigger and there was no inquiry, and the only thing that changed was his limits went up, right?
Gotcha.
The age was still there, and that kind of brings me back to another point. You don't want to apply for a bunch of new credit cards right before going to funding. It's like if somebody owed you money and they haven't paid it back, and you see them asking everybody else for your money, right? Your mom, your dad, everybody else in your family, your cousins. You're like, damn, he's desperate for money. I don't want to give him any money right now because he's just asking everybody. Who knows how much he's going to owe by the end of this? That's the same thing with the banks. You don't want to over leverage yourself by going and getting a bunch of personal funding that you're probably not even going to use, and then try and go for business funding, and they're like, sorry, we're going to deny you because there's too many new accounts recently.
100%. So when you say comparable credit, are you saying each individual credit card needs to be over 10K, or you saying compare credit like their overall credit?
So overall credit, we like if I was to talk about the ideal overall profile, it would be at least 35K in limits and one card with a 10 to 15K limit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right?
Now I see what you're saying.
If you had eight different cards with 5K, you're still all cards are still at that 5K number, right? So in terms of comparable, you want the biggest or the highest limit to be somewhat close to that 15 to 20K number.
Got you. So if we just had to put it, let me go back. You said so overall credit on the personal side, at least have about 35,000, right? And then you want to at least have. I like to say if we can get two, that'll be fire. We can have about two cards over 10K. That's fire. If you got one at 15K, dope. Another one at 10K, dope. And then you can have a couple smaller cards there. And that's why I'm also telling you guys. I know everybody talking about the credit builders, the kickoffs, the Kobo, or the self-learner, these small credit builders and like credit ones. I know a lot of people are getting those because they do help, increase scores and stuff like that. But recently, I've been seeing profiles where it's like 6 recent of those credit builder things. I'm like, that stuff killing y'all profiles.
It kills the age too, right? Because it's new accounts, so it's gonna drop the age. And to add to that, we like to see at least 3.5 years. And so if you were at 3.5 years, you added all those credit builders, you're probably gonna be at like 1.5, 2 years of average age history, which is gonna hurt your ability to go get funding.
People are putting credit builders on their credit report after already having unsecured.
Yeah.
Because they just don't know. That's why I was like, man, I gotta knock the dust off my shoulders and get back in the game and start teaching and bring people like you who are like your game out here to start teaching. Because if you're not really giving the real sauce and the up-to-date sauce out here, you actually end up hurting the people who trying to get in the game and do it right. That's why sometimes I be like, man, I don't feel like making no more YouTube videos. I don't feel like shooting content. Like, I'm living my own life. I'm doing great. I'm helping people that's know me. I'm fine. I'm not trying to market to get sales or nothing like that. I kind of get stuck in my ways like that. But then I be realizing like, damn, nah, I got to really get back out there and really teach, because if I stay quiet, they're going to be listening to these new credit people who don't really know much themselves. Like, they don't know. And so, bro, I'm seeing people already have 2-year-old, like, decent unsecured cards, and then they got all these recent subprime credit builders on there. I mean, you name it, Chime, Kovo, Kickoff. I mean, they got them all.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, who told y'all to put all those weak ass accounts in your profile like that? You about to mess it up, right? So that's what I want to make sure I emphasize on you guys. Like, remember I said in my videos, mentorships. John, he's a technician with the game. You know what I'm saying? He really like precise of how he look at these credit reports. John really know which banks to go to, how to get the credit limit increases, when you should get the right credit card at the right time. And he has a nice sequence on the personal side to make sure you hit on the business side. John can get that personal credit so right And then he also got the sauce for the Shelf Corp too. So once he gets your personal right, you got a brand new LLC. He's gonna get the comparable credit, match it with the banks he got that he go to with the Shelf Corp, and then that's how you got a nice run. That's why I like your style. That's why I like your game, because you're doing it correctly by teaching it right. And I always teach the patience, but you got a way to teach it right with patience and a little speed up game on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I really like that flow. Let me ask some more questions real quick too. What banks do you like on the personal side for your client to have? So give me the ideal bank list of the perfect personal credit profile you would like to look at for funding. What banks do you like to see?
I would want them in Navy Federal. Navy Federal is going to give you a really high personal credit card limit, so it's kind of like a shortcut. They just really care about you having a relationship with them over time, and then they'll give you $20K on your first card. Right? You don't need any comparable cards for them to give out the bag to you.
Okay.
I like Chase because it shows that you have a relationship on the personal side. I also like Bank of America. A lot of people don't like Bank of America, but you can get up to $40,000 at 0% for your business, but you do need some sort of existing relationship. So if you don't have a 6-month business history in terms of like a business checking account, we've been able to squeeze by them just having a Bank of America personal credit card that they've had for 5, 6, 7 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you said Navy, Chase, BOA, anybody else?
I like Built. Built is a free annual, no annual free card, or annual fee, sorry. And I like it because it has a lot of the same perks as the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and you can collect a lot of points with it. You get 3 points for dinner. I think you get like 5 points for Lyft per dollar spent. And so Lyft is one of my favorite cards. It's free, and it's a great card that I think is backed by Wells Fargo.
Yeah. They were doing like you would pay your rent and stuff with the
Yeah, I
Built
actually
joint.
pay my rent because it's like I pay $36,000 of rent, and so that's 36,000 points that I wouldn't have, without it. So might as well.
It's interesting you brought up Built. I don't see a lot. I personally haven't seen a lot of people talk about it. I don't know if it's out there a lot. I did see something recently that Wells Fargo was about to split their relationship with Built because they were losing money with them. But I think Built is still about to be around, and they just finna get another banking partner. But they definitely was down with Wells Fargo. So you said Chase, BOA, Navy Fed, Built back by Wells Fargo. What about Amex on the personal side?
I've never had Amex on the personal side. It definitely does help when you're going for business funding if you have some sort of personal relationship. The reason why is because I like the business platinum where I can spend on the platinum, get the travel perks, but I don't want the utilization on my business card showing up on my personal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, but you do recommend people to get Amex on the personal side?
Yeah, I think it's the Blue Cash. They can get that card and build out, a relationship. It'll help you get the Amex Gold, the Amex, Platinum. So Amex is very, very relationship based as well, right? Because they don't have like bankers that you can go to. It's an online bank. So definitely good to have a personal account there or a personal card there. And then the good thing is, once you get into Amex, right, there's no hard pulls after that. You just need that first hard pull, and then you can get 5 cards in one day with Amex after you're already in.
Real talk. Now, I know you still know the point system game. Any banks in particular that you just got to have if you want to like do the points thing? I know Chase is one. Is there any others?
I would say Chase and Amex are the ones that I use. Built is more of like a card that has great transfer partners, but ultimately I focus on Chase. Chase points are the most valuable because you can transfer them to United as well as Hyatt. So those are the ones that I go for.
Got you. So when you get the Chase cards and you racking up the rewards points and stuff like that, you making all these moves behind the Chase portal?
So I actually don't use the portal at all.
Okay,
I actually
how you
transfer out. Yeah, so
break that down.
They have what are called travel partners, and instead of buying it right and then using your points, for example, the United flight was $419 cash to from Houston to Miami, and that would have been probably 45,000 points from the portal. Right, but since I transferred it out, I sent it directly to United. Cost me only 15,000 points, so I could get 3 flights for the price of 1. So pretty much, don't ever use the portal. Just transfer the points out. For example, I flew ANA, And so what I did was I transferred the points, and this was a flight from, I think, Los Angeles to Japan. And it was, I think, a $9,000 flight. I transferred 60,000 points to Virgin Atlantic, and Virgin is a part of the Alliance. So what an alliance is a bunch of airlines that are essentially kind of in like this inner circle type of community, and they will essentially allow you to book flights on different airlines. So for example, I was able to book that ANA flight through Virgin Atlantic because they're partners.
So you just gotta know how to make the moves, man. That real traffic hacking stuff.
Yeah. So there's just a software called Seats.Aero, and it'll show you like how to transfer the points, how much it's gonna cost, and where it needs to go.
What's it called again? Say it?
Seats.Aero.
Okay, got you. And it does what?
It essentially shows you like the best redemptions from your city to wherever you want to go. So if I wanted to go to Italy tomorrow, I would put in Houston to Italy, and then it would spit out like the rates for nonstop, you know, one stop, etc. And then I would find whichever is the cheapest and see if I have points from that card, and then send it to wherever I need to.
Ooh, that boy John gonna get y'all boys right, man. So what you gonna drop, bro? You gonna drop like a travel hacking ebook, a mini course, and what we gonna whip up for the people?
Coming, man. I want people to experience this because having a business is great, but being able to travel for free, having experiences, because I'm an immigrant, or I guess son of immigrants, right? I'm born here, but my parents are Korean immigrants. They've worked hard, and I never thought I'd be able to fly business class. That's like something I used to dream about, sitting in the front of the plane, laying down, drinking champagne in the front, right? So to be able to experience this whenever I want, it's pretty crazy. Like right now I have 600,000 Amex and Chase points combined. I could go on a business class flight for like the rest of the year and I'd still not have to cough up any cash.
That's it, man. That's the life, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's how you want to live, man. We all want freedom. We want to travel. And knowing this credit game, especially the way you breaking it down, it's smooth. But don't worry, guys. I'm going to get with my boy. I'm going to have the information description where y'all can contact. Because I'm going to make sure I get him. I mean, he gave the sauce for free right here on YouTube, but I know y'all want more details step by step. I'm going to tell my boy whip up an ebook, of course, man. Get that out to y'all because it's so fun, because that ain't no sauce we want to gatekeep. We want everybody to travel for free. We want everybody to enjoy what we get to enjoy and shit status and travel hacking and stuff like that. And the information is out there too if y'all want to do your own research and stuff like that. There's a lot of people on YouTube talking travel hacking sauce and stuff like that. So we just know that a lot of people are not aware to it. So I'm glad we was able to bring that up, man, because traveling can be expensive.
Yeah.
Especially first class. I had to fly first class to Dubai. Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? So having this type of access to the credit game is really life changing. Like you spoke about the funding part, bro. You over here helping people get their personal credit together and get a Chef Corp and get a funding bag. Like, for example, that client you talked about that you helped today, how much you think you're gonna get them total with the Chef Corp? What you think?
He only really wants about 120K, so we could potentially get about 150K through the Shelf Corps.
Yeah.
But he really only wants 100 for his trucking business, so that's what we'll get him. But even then, that's a large amount of money that most people can't get right now on their own because they don't understand how the bank rules work.
Yeah.
So that's where the Shelf Corp comes into play, where they can skip that line, not have to wait 2 years after they create it. Because when I first got on the call with him, he's like, I just made an LLC. It's in Wyoming, and it's like a month old. I was like, well, you're not going to get 100K. Just applying with that. Maybe if you found me 6 months ago, I would have got you 100K, but not anymore.
And how would you say for him to clear the 100K? How long that process take?
I would say anywhere from 1 to 4 weeks. It really depends on how quickly they can move and how much the banks give. If he's in the right position, he's willing to respond quickly, do the things that he needs to do in terms of opening up checking accounts, he could probably get funded, I would say, in about 1.5 to 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad, bro. He reached out to you, told you his situation, brand new LLC. You had a solution to fix that situation, and you got him a bag of 100K in 2 weeks. And you right, bro. Right now, we need that bag, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we can use 100K. I can use 100K. We always can use it. And that's what I want to tell y'all. Y'all don't want to get in this credit game. That's crazy. You don't have to be a credit guru. You don't even have to start a credit business if you don't want to. but you still got to tap in and get this information because we all need to know moves to get $100,000 whenever we need it. John, if in business, if you have a slow month on sales, you're not gonna freak out, bro. You know how to build a profile, attach it to a shelf corp and get 100K. So that means if tough times come, you know a skill to make sure you straight, straight up. Because you can get access to credit to carry you over. And see, when you got 100 bands on you, and you get it at 0% interest, right?
Yeah.
You got 100 bands on you, bro, you can start making investments in the moves that everybody can't make. Yeah. So when opportunities show up, you can take advantage of the opportunity that other people can't, and that's how you make money when everything is fucked up. Yeah. This credit game is game changing. From the funding part to the travel hacking part, come on, man. So look, let me talk about this. You help them get the bag, right? Now, what are some good online businesses people can start to flip that money?
I'm glad you asked me that because I've done like all of them. So I've done Amazon FBA, I've done Airbnb, I've done a day trading Discord, I do credit repair and funding, and I've done coaching as well. And I think it took me about 2 months to get from $0 to $45,000 a month in revenue for Amazon. And the only way I was able to do that was by having credit, right? With Amazon FBA, it's a really heavy inventory-based business. So you need to buy a lot of products to make a lot of sales, right? In the credit repair game, there's no overhead. We got our VAs, maybe some ads, but you don't need to buy $50,000 of inventory to make $50,000. Yeah. You might be able to spend maybe $5,000 to $10,000 overall, right? For your operations, marketing, etc. But with those businesses, I've made money in all of them. I've transitioned several times because I'm sure you know, as you start making money, how you make it matters more than anything, right? And so as I was doing Amazon, I was like, well, I don't want to be spending this much money, even though I love the points, to make, a fifth of that is profit, right? So I'm spending 100K to make maybe 30K in profit. So the risk to reward ratio is not there. Right? And so I switched to Airbnb, and then with Airbnb, it was great, but I realized I hate the hospitality world. I don't like, because you kind of just got to suck it up and say like, oh, I'm so sorry, how can we fix this? And I only want to work with people that are like respectful to me and want to spend money with me. Yeah. So I got out of Airbnb. I also had some crazy stuff happen with Airbnb, but ultimately it's not to scare you guys. There's money everywhere, and I still have friends that are killing it in Airbnb. I still have friends that are killing it in Amazon. I still have friends that are killing it in the Discord space too, right, with the subscription model. And ultimately, I would say start a business that requires low overhead, allows you to get into the business with not that much money. And for me, service-based is my favorite. So just like you, credit repair and funding has been my favorite business so far. I mean, I'm sure you know, like, we can delegate the dispute process, right? Like, I don't even do my own disputes. I haven't done it since pretty much I started. Yeah. I did one dispute, I hired a VA, and I made sure she did everything right from there. And then it was just a learning process of her doing things the right way, teaching her as she made mistakes, which are bound to happen. And my VA's just been disputing ever since.
Straight up. Hey, I'm gonna keep it a beam with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Start the credit business. I know I said earlier you didn't have to, but you heard the man. You know what I'm saying? Because he did other businesses. He made money in other businesses. But when you start that credit repair and funding business, you find out real quick, oh shit, there's not a lot of overhead. Yeah. There's really not a lot of overhead. Like, starting you a credit business, you can get to 10 or 20K really fast. Simply because, again, y'all know I've been doing this shit for a long time. Everybody need help. Everybody need to get help. So you just got to help people. You know what I'm saying? Get better. Learn all the new credit moves, the credit repair moves, the credit dispute moves. Learn the proper softwares you need. Learn the funding game. Like, a lot of y'all might be like, I don't want to do credit repair for people. Like, I don't want to deal with that. Get in the funding game. We'll teach you how to start a funding company. You know what I'm saying? You can partner with somebody who do credit repair. And be like, hey, I got a funding company. If you meet these funding requirements, I can get you funding. You charge, what, 10% on the back end? Yeah. You can charge 10% on the back end. And if the client has bad credit, you go refer that lead to somebody else who do credit repair and then get an affiliate commission.
Exactly.
But it's a business that it's laptop money, man, iPad money, man. You could travel and run this business, right?
Yep. And the crazy part with credit repair is you don't need that many clients to make 10K a month, right? That's just 10 clients a month at $1,000 up front. That's $10,000. You pay a VA $500. You pay maybe $200 in softwares. I mean, it's a 90% plus margin business if you do it right. And you're not spending your time on it either.
There you go. What was that bar you said earlier? When you're making money, it's more important about how you make it?
Yeah, it's more important about how you make it, because that's one thing that I've learned. It's like when you look at doctors, some of them clearing $1 million, or I should say lawyers. Some lawyers clearing $1 million, but they work 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
What's the point of all that money if you don't have your time to enjoy it?
I agree. I believe I believe the credit business is still the best business to get into, and I think it's still a great business to get into today.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been in credit repair for 5 months, and I already told you I did like a 20K month, 30K month. I originally started as a funding company, and then one of my old coaches told me that, don't do credit repair, it's low ticket, and I'm like, but that's a vertical of my business. Why would I outsource that when I can just hire a team? I don't have to deal with the day-to-day stuff, and I can add 10, 20, 30K to my bottom line. And so I think it was around February, I started doing it for free to kind of learn. And I always tell people this, you don't always have to charge in the beginning.
There we go.
Right? Because you don't know how to run a business. You don't know how to do things right. And you don't know how to acquire customers and charge a specific amount with confidence that you can get the job done. So what I've always done with my businesses, when it's like, coaching or credit repair or funding, I used to do it for free. That way you get the experience. They can't yell at you if you mess up because they didn't pay you any money. And then 3, because they didn't pay you any money, you could leverage that and say, hey, can I get a testimonial or some shout outs? Because that's the least you could do, because I fixed your credit for free.
My man.
And they feel like they kind of owe you something, so they're gonna do it every time.
My man, I'm telling y'all, that's game right there. That's mentorship level game. Because a lot of people just don't have that information and they don't know it's possible. Mm-hmm. You just explained a scenario that's possible because you actually did it yourself, and I'm 100% in agreement of that's how you should start it, man. For free, build up your case studies, build up your testimonials, man. And like you say, why wouldn't they give you a shout out if you got them right for free? And then the down, you protecting yourself of like, damn, if I fucked up, well, I ain't charging nothing now. Yeah. So get off my damn back. Exactly. And now let me try to do it again, and let me practice it. You actually do that with Will and all my first partners. When I first started in credit repair, I did the homies for free, for sure. For sure, you have to practice.
You learn from your mistakes, you'll never do it again.
Yeah, you have to practice. I got some stories. Woo, y'all want to hear some old CJU stories, man. I done got us kicked out of all type of banks to get started, man. When I first started back in the day with Navy Federal, I say this real quick. I don't know if I talked about this on the line before. It's like 2018, bro. Again, it wasn't a lot of credit gurus out there. Nobody kicking game like real deep like how we doing now. Ain't nobody doing no podcasts. None of that shit was back when I was learning the game. And so I had got a Navy Fed, and Navy Fed was super great. See, back then you didn't have a relationship, had to have a relationship.
Right.
Remember I was telling you this earlier about how much I know about the game by seeing it evolve before the pandemic to today. So it's a lot of stuff that we teach today that wasn't relevant back then. And if people listen to old game, it can crush them now. But most people are hip to Navy Fed, and most people know in Navy Fed you got to have a relationship, you got to have an internal score. Back then you did it, bro. You go get a Navy Fed account. The same day we hit for 25K.
Damn.
That's how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, and so for me, I was like, oh shit. And bro, back then it wasn't about no strong profiles and shit. You ain't need that, bro. The way Navy Federal algorithm worked back then was all about the numbers on the application. That literally determined your limit. Once you open it, if you didn't have like no negatives and shit like that, if it was just okay, they'll give you a bag. So bro, I was opening up accounts For myself, I had got myself 15K. Then I had got a friend of mine. I was like, hey, this is really dope. Got them 20K. Got them 25K. But what I fucked up was I was giving everybody my access number.
Yeah. I can't.
But I didn't know I was green. I'm new to the game. So all my friends and homegirls, bro, I got like 10 people on my access number. One day I logged in, and I was using Name as my main bank. So one day I had logged in, and that was like blocked. They were like, you can't even look at your shit. You need to call somebody. I called them. They were like, yeah, you need to come to the branch. I'm like, the fuck going on? Man, I go in there, bro, and a lady, she laced me up quick. She was a cool lady. This is in Houston, bro. It's a Navy Fed over there by Marland. There's a Marland over there. And so I went to the branch, and she was like, hey, nah, bro, they ain't fucking with you. They finna give you your money back. Because that's what I was worried about. They were gonna keep my money. I ain't gonna give you your money back, but we gotta shut the account. I said, why? She said, bro, look at all these damn access numbers you got on here. These ain't your sisters, brothers, this, and that. And I didn't know no better, bro, but I had got everybody some bread. And they got to shut down accounts, shut down credit cards. It was painful, bro. You know what I'm saying? That shit really hurt it. But looking to the game now, we got all this sauce. We got all this information, and it can really help you. So looking back then, I'm like, bro, that shit was crucial, bro, losing that goddamn money like that. That's why we telling y'all don't have to make those type of mistakes. I made enough for you guys. Then you got John coming in the game. You like a student of the game.
Yeah.
You different, bro. You like a whole student of the game. And that's why I love what you're doing as far as mentorship. You ain't got to make those type of mistakes. That's why I love what I'm doing is like helping you guys really take it to the next level, man, because again, back then it was really, really hard to not know. And that's why teaming up with the right people, even me, being an OG in the game, listening to a lot of songs you got, is very powerful. Like your position is powerful, bro, because you finna help a lot of people who not really in the game like that. You know what I'm saying? You gave us some sauce today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so everybody can learn in this credit game, man. Everybody can get into it, and we really get better and better and better and better. There's better systems, better information, there's better knowledge. And bro, I'm just enjoying the sauce you dropping today. And before we get up out of here, bro, I got a couple more for you. Oh, damn, that's crazy. I led into my next one. That's funny. Which was the mentor game. Like, when people get the bread, how is it, how should people find a mentor? Like, from your point of view.
Yeah, so I've probably paid $50,000 in mentorships in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to get a mentor because in any business, if it's already been done, you can do it too. You can replicate the business. You don't need to come up with the next Apple, iPhone, Facebook. You can just copy businesses that already work. You just need to learn from somebody that's already made the mistakes. And so there's a couple things that I like to look for when I'm looking for mentors, right? I try to avoid the mentors that are the flashiest. They're good marketers because they can catch your attention, but are they great teachers?
True.
Right? And so I like to look for people, one, that aren't too flashy. Some people are flashy, it's fine. You just need to get a feel for their personality.
Right.
Right? And so I like people who take pride in really helping their students,
100%.
right? It's like they don't care about flashing the car. They have the car. They don't care about flexing it every day. They flex about how they were able to change their students' lives or how they helped, one student go from $0 to $25,000 a month, which is life-changing money, right?
100%.
To go from 0 to pretty much buying whatever you want at that point, $25,000 a month. So I like to kind of take a look at their personality and see are they actual good people that care for their people. I'll watch their stories and see how they talk about other people. That's a big one,
Okay.
right? If they're always shitting on other people, then it's damn, he might shit on me. But if he's always talking in a way where he cares about the people around him, maybe his family, I'm like, okay, he's got a good heart, and he cares about people's success around him. So that's number 2. And number 3, I always ask them how much of their time I can get, right? Because one of the biggest things is you could have a great coach, but if you can't access their time, then what was the point of paying him, right? Because if I have something that I have a question for, you know the answer to it. I don't want to wait a week to get that answer. Because in business, you need speed, you need to move fast. You can't wait 1 week to make a decision that's going to essentially either make you $10,000 or miss out on $10,000.
I can dig it, bro. That's some good sauce, bro. And I like the way you broke that down because a lot of people should use that. Mine is very similar. Without me, just like mine was always verify how long they did it. You a unique story because again, you were new in the credit game, but you got up to 50,000 a month really fast. But you still had prior business experience too, though.
Yeah,
which was really good. So you actually got some years under your belt. But that's some good things to look for as a mentor for sure. Now, also this, people that maybe want to get mentored by you to get in the credit game, man. You hearing people that saying like, well, is the credit game saturated? How would you answer that question?
I think I hear that for everything, for Amazon, for Airbnb, but like I mentioned before, there's people still killing it in all the industries that everyone says is saturated these days on the internet. And so I feel like saturation is a myth for people that are lazy, that don't believe in themselves, or they just don't got the balls to try. And so their excuse is it's saturated, so let me just not try at all. But how do you really know? And the crazy part is, like, for me, my first business, this was in 2021, I was late to the day trading Discord game, and we did $500,000 that first year. And let me just tell you, the profit margins are damn near close to the credit repair business. So I would never known that, right? If I just say it's too saturated, I'm too late. There's already like 3 OGs in the game that are doing, $500,000 a month. Let me just not try. I mean, I'm glad I didn't think like that because I'd be in the same spot. I just said, let me see, because I like to, when I look at business, I'm like, can I do it as good as them at a cheaper price, or can I do it better than them? And if you're a natural born problem solver, which I think most people are, you're going to start spotting areas where you're like, I could do this better. I could do this better, right? And so if you have those thoughts, there's room for you in that industry.
There you go, bro. I like that. Like I told you, people say that the credit game saturated. Man, so there's a lot of people that's doing credit. No, that's just a lot of people like on your timeline that you see. Again, I always say like shit. Well, look, you can say any industry saturated. I'm sure doctors probably think it's a bunch of doctors in that area. I bet your fitness influencers probably think that fitness influence is saturated. But to people outside those niches, they don't believe that. But I told you this. I line credit education, like the credit info space, teaching credit or actual credit repair or actually helping people get funded. That credit game, to me, is right next to life insurance. Right next to real estate. How is the credit game not just as important as those industries? How?
Right. It makes no sense because every human being on this earth in the United States has a credit score. And unfortunately, most of America has bad credit, and it's going to continue to get worse, especially with all the student loan defaults and the late payments, which ultimately opens up the opportunity for us to grow our business. It is an unfortunate situation, but we're offering a solution to their problems.
And I'm glad you said that because this is very important too. Well, y'all are just making money off people having bad credit, and y'all just doing this credit repair business stuff just to take people money and do whatever with the credit repair stuff. Bro, it's just like John just said, like, we just offered a solution to your problem. You the one with bad credit. You fucked your shit up. Why you giving us a hard time for trying to help you fix your shit? That's the same reason why you got dentists, right? Bro, you fucked up your teeth or something. You can't be mad at the dentist that he like, your shit fucked up, goddamn. But I'm trying to help your shit.
Yeah.
You got injured. You go to a doctor. He like, hey, I can help you with that injury, but bro, you better have some good insurance, you better have some money, whatever the case may be. But what, you don't get mad at the doctor? The doctor's just there to help you. You 100% right, bro. The credit game is right there. Because you said this, everybody in America got a credit score, right? Mm-hmm. But lack of knowledge, right, you said, and it's going to keep happening. But bro, how important is it to have good credit in America?
It's really important for so many reasons, right? I mean, the ones that you hear all the time, right? Mortgages, auto loans, credit cards. That's like the basic stuff, right? But the world is shifting, and I think you can see it too. Everybody wants to be a business owner. And so to have the best chance at being a business owner, you need to have the capital. You're not going to get the capital without good credit, right? So there's that issue right there. And I had the same issue in 2020. I honestly thought we were all going to die. I ran up my credit cards to like 15K. And then when I started my stock trading, day trading Discord, the first thing I paid off was actually my debt. So I went from like, I think the 500s to 750 real quick because I paid off the debt. And then at that point, I wanted to exit that business because then it was 2022. The stock market gold rush kind of died, right? Because it was going crazy during COVID. And I needed an exit plan. And the only reason I was able to go from $0 to $45,000 was because I got $50,000 and 0% interest from Amex. And that allowed me to scale. Even though I was making good money, I was kind of spending it all. So I didn't have like OPM, the bank's money, to grow the business, right? And that's where good credit comes in. I had built a relationship, I had a 750 credit score, and so even though I didn't know that the time was coming, right, it's always good to be prepared for an opportunity that you want to take advantage of, but you can only do that if you're ready to go.
Big facts, man. So just what I'm saying, the credit game saved your ass. Just like life insurance saves a lot of people's ass. Like if people, elders, parents, grandparents have these life insurance policies in place, they pass away, what happens, bro? The family gets a check, bro, and they can able, take care of themselves with this person passing. Life insurance is so important. But how many people don't have life insurance? Right? A lot. But why don't a lot of people have life insurance? Lack of knowledge. Right? These life insurance policies, a couple $100 a month. We all know how much people mess off money every month, right? But why don't we have a life insurance policy? Lack of knowledge, right? But it can save your ass, just like credit. Why don't a lot of people have good credit, or why a lot of people not interested in the credit information and knowledge and how powerful it is? Lack of knowledge, bro. You know what I'm saying? I lining up with real estate too. Everybody need a place to stay, right? But why don't we know much about real estate investing?
Right.
And so that's why you was talking about this earlier, getting in the info space and coaching, bro, it's not even at a higher level. If you want to think at a higher level, it's not really just about increasing your revenue, bro. It's really about the impact on other people. Like knowing you have information. That's what I'm saying to you from a mentor standpoint, because this is what a mentor told to me, and it really changed a lot of perspective for me, and it still sits on me to this day. That if I would have kept all this credit knowledge that I had when I learned it way back in 2016, and if I would have never did CJU YouTube channel and just kept it to myself and said I don't want to do all that work and teach people and coach people, get in the info space, I don't want to do that shit. If I would have made that decision, bro, it's not about how much money I wouldn't have made. It would be about all the lives that I didn't change. A lot of people have changed their life simply from my YouTube channel. I've been hearing it for the past 8 years, bro. You changed my life. You helped. And I'm like, damn, that's what really matters. The life-changing aspect of other people and the impact. So when you decide not to do it, there's somebody out there that is literally going to suffer because they didn't hear you.
Yeah.
They're going to suffer. Like, they're literally going to suffer because they didn't hit that game for you. And it feels like pressure on you. Like, well, I don't know these people. Why you putting that pressure on me, bro? It's that, bro, but you know you got that calling. You got that gift. You wouldn't have it in you, bro. You wouldn't be able to talk as smooth as you talking right now. You see how easy it is for you to talk? Right. How it easy is? Bro, I've been doing this shit for a long time. People are scared as hell to sit in that seat. Scared. Like, podcast on camera? Oh, I gotta get online. I gotta get on YouTube. But I want to make $100K a month. Motherfucker, you gotta talk to people. Now, the best way to talk to people is online, YouTube. Use your voice, use your gift. Not just because you a scary bitch, but it's really just about you being able to have confidence to be like, man, I gotta stop being this damn scary and use my voice and use my gift to help people. And that's what you're doing, bro. on this. You know, CJ, this a legendary podcast now.
Yeah.
This ain't just a regular credit podcast. This Chris Joseph University YouTube, bro. This is a legendary channel for the credit game, and I really take pride in saying that because my YouTube channel is one of the oldest ones when it comes to educating credit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I really take pride in it because people watch my old YouTube videos and still get game, and now you're a part of the new ones. And bro, you drop some good sauce. You drop travel hacking sauce, Chef Corp sauce, funding sauce. You know what I'm saying? Some good game, man. Good game about the mentorship. Good game on the saturation. I like that. I got two more real quick. What industries have you had success in? I know you talked a little bit about e-commerce or trading.
Yeah, I think trading is a little more difficult. It's definitely a more emotional game. Let's say if you're a very emotional person when you're down or when things aren't going your way, you feel a lot of anxiety. It's probably not the best industry for you because the best traders aren't like the best analysts of data. They're actually the best controllers of their emotions, realistically. Amazon reselling is a great avenue to get into. It's a little bit harder now than it was 2 years ago, but that's like any industry, right? Credit was extremely easy, right? 5 years ago, things change. But ultimately, you just have to evolve with the times, and there's still a lot of money to be made in just the reselling space alone. I have friends that are still doing $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 profit months, working 10 hours a week, and most of their business is automated with their virtual assistants for Amazon FBA. Airbnb is another good one. If you like hospitality, you like talking to people that might might yell at you and cuss at you, there's a lot of money there, right? I know a guy that's doing $1 million revenue months, and he's probably taking home 30% of that.
Damn.
So the bag is still out there. It just depends on what you like personally. Me, I think I like businesses where I help people.
Okay.
Like you were talking about impact. When I help get funding for people, they're like, damn, I finally finished my first fix and flip. I was stuck. I was in a position, and I offered them a solution to potentially see generational wealth after their first flip went well. Now they're gonna reinvest that money to the next property, and who knows how many they're gonna have in a year or two. Right? And then with credit, I help a lot of people get approved for things that they were not gonna get approved for, or maybe they were dealing with a shitty person that scammed them before. And so when I come to the table and I actually get results, it feels good that they were finally able to meet a good person that delivered. And I would say most of my business is referrals right now. I don't even run credit repair ads. And I'm still able to do 20, 30, K per month off just strictly credit repair, even though I don't run ads because I do a good job. And when you do a good job, you get 2, 3, 4, 5 referrals, right? Their parents need it, their friends need it, their cousins need it. And so that's what I would say. Find something that makes you feel good so that you want to keep doing it over and over and over.
Nice. So would you say your favorite business model right now is the credit repair funding game?
By far, man.
No question.
Yeah, no questions. I don't even do the credit repair. That can be fully delegated. Can also be scaled by adding more people on your team to handle all the disputes. You can even hire a customer service rep, so they do all the responding. You never respond to your clients. And then ultimately, every person that you take on as a client, it's more money for you, but it's another life being changed where they can get the best raise. They can get approved for their dream home, right? Or they can get funding to become their own boss. So I've always kind of grown up failing a lot. And so I've always wanted to be my own boss, but I didn't start my first business till 28. And so if I can put someone in a position to have the best chance of winning and becoming their own boss, that means a lot to me personally.
Fire, bro. That's fire, bro. That's good game, man. Before we get out of here, though, bro, because, we got to do another video, especially for you and your YouTube. You finna go crazy, bro. You got the energy about you. My friends, when we hung out a couple of days ago, they all told me, they was like, hey, bro, out of all your mentees, I think John is one of the ones, because again, I've been coaching people since 2018, 19, actually started coaching. And I could tell, man, instantly about the ones that's going to make it. The ones that I know, this was gonna pop. This was gonna pop. Again, I always tell people about Hood Rich. When I first started working with him, I said this. He was 18 years old. I said he's gonna make it. A couple other guys I just knew instantly. I remember giving the game to Will. He was gonna change lives and stuff like that. Because when you have that I want to make money, but I want to really help people make impact. You are the type of people that's gonna make it. A lot of people want to get in credit game just for the credit cards, just for the money. That type of energy die away. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fade away. That type of energy will fade away of like just chasing a bag. You gotta have some deeper entrepreneurship. Like what keeps you going is like, no, right when I felt like quitting, this client told me how much how much you changed their life, and that's like, you know what, I need to keep doing this. And that's why I was saying to you too, bro, about the next level you thinking about hitting, bro. Just think about lives you're gonna change, cause you gonna make money, bro, cause you got the sauce. But just remember, when you die, you can't take any of it with you. You can't take the money with you. You can't take your business with you. You can't take any of the assets that you've invested in with you. The only thing that's gonna matter when you die, bro, is what people gonna say about you. Your legacy. Like, what did you do while you was here? You know what I'm saying? Because dead people go in the grave, homeless people go in the grave. We are going there, but what are they saying about the homeless person? And then what are they saying about Andrew Carnegie or Napoleon Hill or Rockefeller? These are people we still talk about. Shit with Jeff Bezos. Elon Musk, Steve, you know, they still alive, but like when they pass. Bro, how long we gonna be talking about those guys? These guys changed the world. Steve Jobs changed the world. So that's how I look at us. Like what we do. And not to take the credit game lightly, to be like, bro, you're changing lives. Like the people that you help with credit, they're children. Right? Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about all of us in the credit game right now. We are like the first credit educators of this generation era. Think about it. Who was really teaching credit in 1950? That wasn't a thing. Like, bro, what we're doing right now is for the shift and change the way a lot of things happen as Americans because of us doing these podcasts and giving out this information. So you're not just an entrepreneur, bro. You're not just a business person. You actually a part of history, especially where your people originally from?
Korea.
How many people from Korea in this space?
I don't know any.
Bro, you don't even know any. You know what I'm saying? It's that powerful. You be the first. The impact. How do we know, John? How do we know there's not other people from Korea Korean Americans, I should say, right? That their parents come from Korea and now they grew up in America. How we don't know you not finna inspire a whole new group of Asians that want to get in the credit industry?
Yeah, that's facts.
And there's gonna be black people, Spanish people that watch my channel that's gonna be like, damn, I just caught some game from Asia. You know what I'm saying? So this credit game it's for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Who was the credit game excluded from?
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that powerful, bro. That much impact. So, bro, before we get out of here again, I know I said that a couple times, but I want you to say this last little thing before we go. Just now that we touched on you, just real quick about people coming from Korea, you being the only one you know that's doing this, like, just give us, man, we got about 10 more minutes left, bro. Just give us that insight of your parents, where you come from, and just how you got here. And, you know, we're going to follow back up at that with your real story, Brand, but I want you to drop that sauce before we head out of here about just John, where his parents, how you was raised, bro, going through school, and now you an entrepreneur that's doing $50,000 a month, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So before I get into it, I want to say thank you. I appreciate the kind words.
For sure, bro.
My story was I was really smart. You know, they push school. It's an Asian thing. They push school like crazy on us.
Yeah.
I used to go to school, then after school. So we would go to normal school, and then from like 3 to 8, we would go to school again.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wait, hold on. That's what? Say that again.
We would go to regular school from like 8 to 3, and then we'd go to school again from like 3 to 8, 3 to 6 or 3 to, I forget. It's been so long.
Damn.
But yeah, they really push education. So college was a big thing that they thought I was gonna go to, and I actually never ended up applying to a single college. But my trajectory was pretty high. I was in the GATE program. It's like this advanced program for the top, students in the class. And you go to like these advanced classes and stuff like that. They pull you out the regular class. And then the funny thing was I didn't really even graduate high school. Yeah, so I failed a lot, man. I wanted to do music when I was younger. My parents were so against it. And so they kind of squashed my dreams. And then I was like, well, I'm finna squash your dreams because it's your dream for me to go to college, not mine. So then I started getting into trouble, hanging out with the wrong people. But I knew I always wanted to be a business owner because my dad was a plumber. So he had his own business. I used to go to work with them. But that taught me a lot about what I wanted to do growing up, right? Because we were dealing with toilets, the sink, there's like nasty shit everywhere going under the buildings and stuff like that, working hard labor, working 12 hours a day. And I just remember like feeling like, damn, I need to find a way to make money with like my voice by just talking, with making money with my mind. And so that influenced me, I didn't really start becoming a business owner till 28. So from like 12, I started smoking weed. It's a crazy early age to start. Did a lot of drugs and stuff in my teenage years and my early 20s. I was kind of just wandering because I knew I wanted to be a business owner, but I didn't have the balls to really try, right? And I just kind of wandered through 10 years out of high school, tried everything. I did literally everything. I did car sales, I was waiting tables, did movie investment sales, I did solar sales.
Damn.
I did insurance investigations, insurance adjusting. So I was just all over the place. I was trying anything and everything. I was still working, but I couldn't like stick to one thing. I couldn't enjoy myself and see myself progressing, right? I remember I was waiting tables and one of my coworkers like, I've been here for 10 years. I'm like, bro, you're 35. What are you still doing here? And that was a wake-up call for me. I was like 23. I was like, I'm not staying here for 10 years. And so I always wanted to become a business owner, but I just failed a lot. I got a DUI at 20. I got into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So I probably failed as much as anybody has watching this channel. Like I've done a lot of things that I shouldn't have done. But at that, you hit rock bottom and you start doing research on, why am I here? How did I go from like, my parents were telling me that I'm the smartest, I'm going to go to Harvard, Ivy League college, and then I'm like way down here. I'm the only sibling out of my family that didn't go to college. So I was like, how did I end up here? So I started reading books on personal development and really getting an understanding as to how. And then I realized my habits were bad. I had losing habits. Everything I did, because with habits, you don't think about doing them, right? A smoker doesn't think about picking up a cigarette. He just does it because it's part of his habits.
Right.
So I realized, damn, I'm losing a lot. Like, there must be a pattern here.
Yeah.
And so I realized I had losing habits. And then I started working on myself, started studying businesses, started studying people, studying myself. Like, where can I improve? And pretty much the day that I turned 28, I found out a couple days later, this was around 2021, before I started my first day trading Discord business that did $500,000. I found out that like one of my childhood friends died on my birthday. Ooh. And that was like my wake up call. I just snapped. And immediately I was like, I think most of us, that we kind of drift through life. We think like we have this unlimited amount of time. And so we'll do it one day. And then that just woke me up. I woke up and I called my potential business partners at the time. I'm like, let's start it right now. Like 5 days later, I'm like, let's start it right now. And they still call me to this day. They're like, remember that crazy day you just called us? Was like, we need to do it now. Yeah. But that's the type of urgency you need to have as a business owner. It's like, why are we waiting till tomorrow? And our launch date was March 1st. And we were supposed to, do a test run, see if our service was good. I was like, nah. January 7th, let's create the LLC, let's open up the Discord, and let's just see who joins. And that was pretty much like the turning point for me. And so I think I can relate with a lot of people who failed, who feel like, damn, I don't know if I could be a business owner. I don't know if it's for me. But if you want bigger things in life, you want to become your own boss, you don't want to do hard labor for the rest of your life, there's really only one choice, and it's to start the business. Yeah.
Ooh, man, that's a good story, man. And we got so much more to unpack on that, bro.
Yeah, that's
real.
Just the surface level of what I can tell you today, because we're running out of time.
Nah, we gotta definitely keep this going, bro. We had to let them know you had the sauce. But yeah, bro, just going through that journey, I can speak a whole nother hour on that too, bro. That life changing moment to be like, it's time now. And a lot of people that's watching, bro, especially my channel, going through that. That's why I'm glad you shared that, bro. Because a lot of times we can look good, dress nice, and fly for free, and make $50,000, $100,000 per month in our businesses, bro. And then a lot of people be watching us and thinking that's not possible. But John, you just showed us that you ain't nobody give you this shit.
Yeah, and I probably failed more than most people, so there's no excuse for you if you just maybe, if you went to college, you have a better advantage than me. I didn't even go. I didn't even apply to a single college.
Hey, you still out here making it happen, man. This stuff is possible for all of us. All right, John, tell people how they can find you and how they can contact you, bro, if they want to, get at you, man.
Yeah, so I'm creating my YouTube channel as soon as we're done with this. It's going to be jsong.online. That's also my Instagram. We'll put the links below in the video, but it's also jsong.online for my Instagram. That's probably the best place to contact me. Just send me a DM. I'd be more than happy to respond, talk shop with you about credit, business, whatever questions you may have. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So if they DM you, it's going to be you or somebody else.
It's me. How to get all of my messages.
There we go, man. Best place. We'll have that on the description, man. His Instagram, his information, man. Great sauce you dropped. We definitely gonna do this again. Y'all also comment down below if y'all want Jayson back on the channel. Like if y'all want him to drink, cause he got more sauce. So if y'all want him to come back, definitely comment that. We have his information in the description, man. Y'all go follow him on Instagram, shoot him a DM, tell him y'all watch the channel, and ask him some questions. It's a solid guy, man. He's down to help. He got a good heart. He's looking to make impact. He's really helped make people move and shake. And y'all know, man, I wouldn't have no fluff on my channel. To be on the CJU channel, you got to be certified, baby. And this boy right here is really certified in the credit game, in the business game, and also in the mindset, personal development, spiritual game. We do it all over here at CJU. Jayson, baby. Glad to have you, man. You done did your thing, man. Y'all already know how we do. Till next time, family. Have. Let's go.